Here at Bitcoin.com, we talk about the practical applications of using crypto, using Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash for making purchases, doing a lot with it. And that's what we want to really get into and have some fun with today to help you, dear viewer, to understand some of the real benefits and also some of the things you need to be aware of. And to find out about that, I've asked a very special person to join us today. His name is Fernando Mises, and he joins us from his offices out there in the Dallas, Texas area. Louis, good to have you with us today.
Oh, so happy to be here with you once more. This is very exciting, and you're always so generous to have me, sir.
Well, thank you. Glad to have you on board, because today we want to go into some of the real ideas of how we can use it, because you've got a lot of practical experience. You are a consultant, you're an activist, you're a shaman practitioner. You help a lot of executives in leadership and development. You're looking at it from a very practical, pragmatic point of view. Tell us about how crypto, and particularly Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, help you and how you're using these in the real world.
Well, there's various ways, but like the ones that I really like the most are the debit cards. And there's a lot of people say you should not use your crypto, you should not spend it. But I mean, gosh, if I get paid in crypto, why would I not spend it, right? I need to buy groceries and all that good stuff, pay for my gas.
We got to go buy coffee now and then, don't we? Yeah,
that's right, absolutely. So I mean, that's something really important that should not be overlooked. So I have something, there's a few cards out there in the market, and I've tried two of them and I've really liked them. One is shift payments from your card that is connected to your Coinbase account.
Spell that for us, please.
Coinbase and then shift payments.
Or shift payments, yeah. Make sure we get that right.
Yeah, so on that card, one of the great things that I really like about it is that it's not a prepaid card. It's completely tethered to your Coinbase. So anytime that you want to just go do something, you just swipe and it goes through, and you have about $1,000 a day spending limit. That's
on the Shift card, the SHIFT Shift?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, if you want to buy airplane tickets, or if you want to buy something a little bit more expensive than $1,000, then it gets a little bit hairy. And the upside of it is that you don't have to throw money in your card and you can just spend, but the limits is a little bit challenging. Another thing, Coinbase shut me down because I also sell Kratom, trying to help a bunch of people get over opiates and pain and all of that stuff, maybe get some more energy, defog their brains, whatever. So Coinbase shut me down. So I was like looking for an alternative, and I found BitPay to be a really good product as well. And these guys have an amazing product. Like you can withdraw like $750 per time, up to like several $1,000s a day. Like the whole threshold of $750 is for security reasons. If it gets stolen or something. And these guys are like so good. I went to Houston to do some consulting gig, and I went to the Galleria Mall, and I saw Armani had a sale. I bought me a couple of shorts, and my card wouldn't go through. And I called, I was like, what the hell? And they said, this was an unusual buy, like in Houston. And so we just wanted to check in on you. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Just so, like, they're so good at that. Like, I just called, it was 5 minutes. Then I went back and purchased my stuff. Like, these guys are on it.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have, that they know that they're looking over your shoulder. It's a little bit irritating initially, but when you realize, okay, they're out there to help stop any bad guys that might have grabbed your card, run off from you in Dallas there down to Houston, and then try to buy something expensive, that would raise a lot of red flags. So I think that's good. But you were able to make the purchase just fine?
Oh, absolutely. And what this is even funnier too. Like, I try to withdraw money, and like the maximum that ATM was giving was $800. So I was like, I'm going to give $800. And it was telling me that I couldn't. And the guy on the phone was telling me, well, at that specific ATM that you are, the maximum, like it's $800, but you can only withdraw $750 a day. So do $740 plus the fee, and then you'll be fine. Like, these guys just like have this network, and they can tell you basically all of these things. So that's really cool that they're able to see all of those things. So I just withdrew the money and went and paid cash. And so all that's to say, like, it's been like this, the security is great. the daily limits are very, very high. And so you're not bound by the $1,000 a day. I mean, nobody will, want to spend $1,000 a day. But what I'm saying is that you have a lot more flexibility. The one downside that I see is that you have to throw money in it like a prepaid card, but it's not a really big deal because like all you do is just go to your app on your phone. And like the cool thing about this is you can choose from like your both like Bitcoin Core or Bitcoin Cash to throw into your prepaid card. So you have there some flexibility too.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Now, does BitPay also take Bitcoin Cash?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Like
Yeah.
I have the Bitcoin Cash wallet. And
very good on that.
yeah,
Nice.
it can't be seen because of the light maybe there. So Cash and Core, and you just throw it there. And so once you put it in the card, it stays in US dollars. So you basically left crypto and put it in US dollars. That's like the one downside that I see. The upside on the Coinbase situation is that you're able to like not leave crypto for I guess government currency. The cool thing about this is that if it drops, crypto drops, your US dollar stays there. The downside is if it goes up, your crypto, like your dollars stay there too. So you don't want to throw a lot of money in at once. You just kind of like put whatever you need that day or the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've taken this card to Mexico. I've taken it everywhere, and I just swipe,
nice.
And it goes through. So
no problem anywhere. Visa debit cards would be accepted around the world. You're able to use it.
That's right. So they will charge you a little bit of a convenience fee for international swiping or debiting, but that's minuscule. I mean, if it's like 2 or 3%, some kind of small figure. So it's not that. It's actually really flexible. They're great at what they're doing.
Okay, well, that's good. Something to be aware of, and thank you for sharing that. Now, another area that we're concerned about is protection and security. There are those who have had their money put onto a very large exchange, and we know sometimes those exchanges can have problems, or they can lose it, or they can have trouble hanging on to the keys they have. You were mentioning something to me before we get started that you have used, you found very helpful based on some experience you had. Would you share with our viewers what you're talking about and maybe some of your experience, if you don't mind?
Oh, sure. Totally. So I am the founder of Emancipated Human, and I was reaching 2 million people a week. I had 72,000 likes. Everything was fine and dandy. And then somebody hacked me, and they went from my account to Emancipated Human, deleted all the admins. And so all that's to say, it was a little bit of a shit show. But my cybersecurity expert guy that I was working with afterwards told me that he said, imagine, because I told him, I have 2FA on my crypto, so all my money is secure. So I thought I was fine.
And the 2FA stands for? Two-factor
authorization. Mm-hmm. Thank you for bringing that up. And he said, well, think about it this way. Think about like if you leave in your house, all the doors open, but you just leave your safe locked. So by leaving your online live with low security, especially for the kind of reach and visibility that you have, is asking for it because, people can get into your house and into the hallways and eventually find a way to get to you. So what he described that I needed to do is, and I carry this with me, is the UB key. So this UB key, and my other cybersecurity friend told me to not say that it's impossible to hack, but because he said, you're just asking for, somebody that says, oh yeah, challenge accepted, but it makes it way, 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 way more difficult to hack into somebody's account. And what this is that like you can set most of your accounts to receive the UB key. And what that is even if people input the password, they cannot get into your stuff unless you physically insert this key and touch it with this biochemically
bio-reading device.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, that's where the two-factor analysis comes in, that they have to have not only the password, but also your fingerprint or something that would be identified with you. And the UBCO is a great little tool for that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So I have my Proton mail now. Like I left Gmail. I don't use Gmail anymore. I mean, I use it for like, silly stuff. Maybe like, I mean, but like the stuff that really requires like my cryptos or my social media and all that has Proton mail, and then have this. And then, so all that to say, I got two of these and they're $60 each. So it's not like super expensive. But this could save your online presence, and you don't want to leave your money in like, I mean, I have Bittrex and I have Poloniex and all those guys, but you don't want to leave your money there because like it's really easy to get into it, and you don't have the keys to that money. So if the shit hits the fan, you don't have access to it. What I would suggest is this guy, which is the Ledger Nano S, and this tiny little thing is a hardware wallet. This guy, basically you download the app on your computer, and that's how you connect your wallet to your computer, and you can manage things, send, receive money, and then you unplug it and your money is here. It's not online. It can be hacked if somebody gets to your device, or like if you're not careful. But this is considered cold storage.
Yes, cold storage. And this is something that's very important for those of you that are watching this. Think about what Lewis just said. This is something to make sure that you do. It's security, it's insurance, and it's sometimes a little bit of a hassle to lock all the doors of the house, to go back, Lewis, and use your metaphor, and the safe, and make sure it's in another place where people aren't going to see it. But you'll be glad you did, because those kind of bad things can happen. So recapping, what you're talking about is the YubiKey, which is spelled Y-U-K-I, and then key, K-E-Y, of course, and it's from Yubico. You can go over to yubico.com and see that and take a look at it. And you've had good experience with that?
Oh, gosh, yes, absolutely. I mean, it's a fantastic thing. And there are some that are even Bluetooth operated, so you can like actually get your phone with a YubiKey. And I mean, if you have a lot of sensitive information there, you can just like have it hanging, so you don't have to insert it all the time, and it's there. Like if your phone gets lost, people will not be able to access that without your YubiKey.
Very nice. Sounds like $60 well spent in the event that something nasty like that would happen. So that would be good. And then, of course, what you mentioned with the debit cards that we can get from Shift and from BitPay both sound very good. Any other tips while we got you here on practical use of working with crypto, Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin or other coins?
Well, just, paper wallets work great too. If people want to stay off the internet for secure reasons or whatever you want to call it, you can print stuff. And what one friend told me years and years ago, he said that he printed off a bunch of his crypto, made a copy, and put it in his mom's house. So he has, in his house, and he says, if my house burns down or whatever, I still have a copy at my mom's, so you have that practicality as well. And like you said, it's a little bit of hassle because in this time of technology, we just want everything being so fast. But even for my email address, like I put my password in, which is 30 characters that I just randomly generated. Like it's nothing that really makes sense. Like my cybersecurity expert told me, if you can remember your password, it's not a good password. So I have that weird ass password, and then I have to put a two-factor authorization code, and then I have to put in the key, so all of those things, you're like, gosh, that's going to take me like a whole 45 seconds more. But that 45 seconds can save your life savings or information that be super sensitive,
Absolutely. And makes it all worth it in that event that you do have one of those, oh, whoops, that happens and you're going, oh, gee, I wish I had better security. Well, Lewis, you have helped many of us already for some point in the future. If someone says, hey, I really like this guy, Lewis, he's a good man, I want to get in touch with him and stay in touch, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
I'm on Facebook, Luis Fernando Borges Mises. YouTube shut me down, so you cannot find me there anymore. But Facebook is the place to be. Something that I failed to mention, if we just have 30 more seconds, it's really important that we don't keep our money in a place where we don't have our keys. Coinbase is one of those. Some of the exchanges are that too. Like, and your keys are the randomly generated words. And I mean, I lost about $500,000 because my friend and I, my best friend and I, he died, and you know, he had money on some stuff, and I mean, I never knew that he was gonna, like, you know, tragically pass away. But like, the whole idea is that when we don't have those keys, you know, shit just kind of like get lost and you know. But so I want people to learn from my mistake, and hopefully nobody has to go through that. So keep your keys handy. If your cold wallet gets lost, you still have your 24 words. If your phone gets lost, you still have your 24 words to seed another wallet, and you'll be fine. So make sure that any wallet that you have a way to back it up.
Very good words of advice. Luis, Fernando, Mises, you have helped us enormously. We really appreciate you being with us. Thanks for being here today.
I'm so thankful for this opportunity, Terry.
You bet. And for those of you that are watching this, think about what we just covered today. We talked about some very practical applications of using the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin Cash and others. You want to make sure that you have access to that. Look into those places where you can get the debit card. Makes it easier for you to use it. Be aware of the security around all of this, looking at Yubico and other tools that are out there. We'd like to hear from you. Please let us know. Leave a comment below, and please share this with others. On behalf of Bitcoin.com TV, I'm your host, Terry Brock. Thank you for being with us today.